my balls, so I let them hang. When I pull this thing, all you bitches best to know my name. Nobody you hoes, I'm coming from South Park. Catch you after dark, I'ma spit your fucking chest apart. Follow me.
What's going on? Happy Hotep Wednesday, apparently. Happy Hotep Wednesday. Welcome to the Hotep's Been Told You After Party with yours truly, Ken and Hotep. I appreciate you guys stopping through. Got the wrong. What's going on with my soundboard today? Jeez. Oh, that's right. I was messing with it. Hey, if you're new, hit that like, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification icon. It'll let you know when I got new content coming out. Please share this stream. Let people know we live. If you're catching the replay, leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. I can use that constructive criticism. Anyway, hope everybody had a wonderful day out there. Another fire episode, impromptu episode, at least as far as I'm concerned. A Hotep's Been Told You. Man, I tell you, hey, HJ, yo, have fun out there in Dallas, yo. You got to hit some ranges out there. I think Jimmy Doss is not far from there. You know, he got a whole arsenal. Bruh. Anyway. So it's a lot of obscure news right now. Right now, the Durham report, it came out, and it seemed like it was a flash in the pan, though. Like, I don't really see a whole lot of people talking about it. You know what I mean? We got Batman Cannon tonight. Hey, it's late. HJ, I see why you like these robes, bro. They comfortable. You know, I'm in the house. I'm chilling. You know what I mean? But anyway, so it seemed like it's a flash in the pan. I don't really hear a whole lot about it. You know what I mean? Maybe I've been having my head in the sand from working, but I haven't really been hearing a whole lot about that Durham report. It's almost like they're trying to sweep that shit under the rug. You know what I mean? Robes is the wave, bro. But I mean, like Unc said tonight, it didn't really tell us anything that we didn't already know, right? It didn't tell us anything that we didn't already know. You know, I've been talking about it. I've been railing about it. I've been had streams suspended, streams taken down. I mean, I done had strikes from YouTube for talking about it. You know what I mean? family coming after me for telling them what the deal was. And now all of a sudden, lo and behold, Durham report comes out. It's telling the laymen, the normies, the shine, everything we've been trying to tell them. You know what I mean? I've been telling family members, I've been ranting about it. Hillary was behind it all. Behind it all. From the Trump Tower meeting with Natasha Veselnitskaya, you know, where they found out that Natasha Veselnitskaya allegedly was sponsored by the Clinton Foundation to be here, to go to that meeting. It was a setup. From Carter Page being the beginning of it all, where he was an asset for one of the Alphabet Boys. I won't say who it was. You know, taking down Russian oligarchs. And Franklin Beverly Institute knew that. So they used that to their advantage to get a warrant to tap him. Because they got a warrant to tap him, and since he was running, he was a part of Trump's campaign, they could do what's called a 2-hop rule and hop over to Trump and tap him. That's how we got Trump Tower. That's how we got Trump Tower tapped. And then you have the Steele dossier, which was curated by a dude from, I think he was from like, I think it was Australia. I forgot his name. He even gave it to him saying, yo, a lot of this stuff is said in jest. You know what I mean? It's like us being in the bar drinking and we just say some obscure shit. You know what I mean? Or some outrageous shit. And they put that shit in a dossier and sold that shit to the fucking FISA court. Oh my gosh, boy. And all this was because they started tapping Donnie T before he even won the presidency because he was too dangerous. They thought they started tapping him, trying to find something on him, right? Then he won, and then they got scared, and then they had to cover that ass because they got found out that they was tapping him, then a citizen, right? Not only a citizen, you know, a candidate for the presidency illegally without any warrant. Ooh, it was they asked Mr. Postman. So they made up this whole story, this whole collusion story. Papadopoulos, they tried to entrap him in, I forget where he was coming from. Gave him 10 grand cash. Had somebody slip him 10 grand cash. But he wasn't dumb. He gave it to his lawyer before he hopped the plane back to America. He get to America, because that's what was waiting for him. Franklin Beverly Institute waiting for him to take him down. But they couldn't get him on anything. He didn't keep the money with him. He gave it to his lawyer. The whole thing was a sham from start to finish. We've been saying it. We've been saying who was behind it. But you know, they was calling people Russian bots. All right. It was calling people MAGA extremists, crazy wild-eyed conspiracy theorists. You know what I mean? And they ran that shit from, like HJ said earlier, from 2015 all the way to 2020. From 2015 all the way to 2020. Let me see something real quick. Where is it at? Is this it right here? Yep. I show this all the time. Look at this. They ran this on Time Magazine. I believe this was the front cover. The front cover of Time Magazine. What was the date on this? February 4th, 2021 was the date on this. So Nickel Slick was already inaugurated. What did it say? And you can go look this up. It's still out there. Go read it. It's real eye-opening. The secret history of the shadow campaign that saved the 2020 election. Go read it. Go read it and how they gloated about what they did in that article. But you know what's going to happen? You know what's going to come from this? Not a goddamn thing. Nothing's going to come from this. You know why? Because they too connected. You really think somebody gonna haul Hillary Clinton off in front of a judge? Y'all think that body count ain't real? Y'all think they gonna haul her off in front of a judge? You think they gonna haul Obama off in front of a judge? Hold tight. You think they're gonna haul? You think they're gonna haul any of those people off in front of a judge? No, they're not gonna do that. That ain't happening. What's up, Jay? Can't hear you, bro.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
There we go. There we go. I got you.
Getting these babies to bed.
They not gonna carry none of them people off in front of a judge.
Not one.
Not one.
You're
Not
right.
one. Because what's that? Treason? That's treason.
Yeah.
That's a coup. That's mutiny. That's what that is.
You know it.
They actively tried to stage a mutiny against the United States. I got me something too, HJ. Goddamn it, you can't be walking around with Dragon Ball Z noises. I got me something. Y'all want to hear what mine is? Y'all want to hear when I drop them truth bombs? Sonic! That's mine. Goddamn it. That's mine. Goddamn it. When I spit a bar, Sonic! Get the sonic boom, goddammit. But guys, don't get your hopes up. The Durham report told us everything that we already knew. All we can hope for is the normies to catch on and see what the hell is going on and how things really are.
When is that going to happen?
Huh?
When is that going to happen? Right.
Right. Right.
When?
They still think Joe Nicholslick here to save America. Oh my gosh, man. Apparently it was some kids that was in protest of Joe Biden up there at Howard being there.
I thought those were Photoshop pictures. I saw those earlier.
Some of those pictures were Photoshop, but no,
were they?
Apparently there were some kids and some people up there that was like, yeah, why you even here? You know what I mean?
Oh.
You know, that's
really?
that's word on the street. That's what I'm hearing from people some people that went to the graduation.
It reminds me of whenever Ye was out there, right, with the New Orleans one, with the Katrina one, right?
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Joe doesn't care about us.
He don't, yo. And Todd makes said, Gal got the third most iconic high top after Kid from Kid and Play and Larry Blackman from Cameo. But yeah, guys, don't get your hopes up. The most we could hope for is that they shore up the Pfizer court, because the fact that the Pfizer court was sitting here granting these warrants is laughable. Laughable. You literally had a lawyer from the Franklin Beverly Institute alter a Charlie Indigo Alpha memo so they could get a warrant.
Goodness.
And all he got was a slap on the wrist. So if you got a low level person like that just getting a slap on the wrist, you best believe the big players ain't going nowhere, man. Like I said, the best you can hope for is they show up the Pfizer, and that maybe this opens the eyes to some of the normies out here to see the sham, to see how shit really is in the field, to see the house of cards fall.
That's good. That's real good.
That's it. That's all they can hope for. See the house of cards fall. And it looked like maybe it start with Chicago. Chicago pissed. They pissed.
Oh yeah. I
don't blame them.
Look, it's gonna be more, but we have come to expect to see missed opportunities, right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I right? We're seeing conservative ink mocking them and saying, "See, that's what you get," rather than saying, we're on the same side as you Americans.
Facts.
Our fellow Americans are struggling, and we're in that struggle together. they're missing the boat. They're missing the bigger picture. They think it's constantly time to dunk on one another, and they're gonna miss out on these opportunities just like they have in the past. And they're very misguided and miscalculated in this. I think was it Steph earlier said the left doesn't know how to meme and the right doesn't know how to virtue signal.
That's fact.
I think that's spot on. And I think that's what we're going to see in this case again. And that type of distinction that they make pushes back on any of those normies converting over, or maybe seeing some of the messaging and saying, maybe there is something over here on this other page that I need to look into. That kind of pushback that you get off the bat, that's what withdraws you from it. If you're coming at someone, if you're coming at someone with spite and mockery, they're not going to want to be on the same side as you, right?
That's facts. Jonah Ryan says, yeah, but Durham is a deep state hack. Place to protect Obeezy is the big guy.
Huh.
That is why nothing is new. Oh, no, see, make no mistake. I think the entire thing was to cover Barry O's ass. I think the entire thing was to cover Barry O's ass. Because the question is, right? What did Barry O know? And when did he know it? What did Barry O know and when did he know it? I think the entire operation was to cover Barry O's ass.
Okay.
I mean, because I'm telling you, I think he knew everything. I think he knew every step of the way. I think he knew every step of the way.
So he's like Agent Barry O, huh? Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
I got you. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, yeah, it was Hillary's op. Right? But I think Barry O knew about Hillary's op.
Goodness.
I think he knew. And I think he was trying to cover his ass. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, levels. Matter of fact, some of them text messages that was in Struck and Pages, them Struck and Page text messages between each other.
Okay. Yeah.
Some of them, they had like obscure names, but when you would read them and you think about it, some of that shit sound like they were talking about Barry O.
Wow. It was think like, okay, I got you. Yeah, maybe like anything that looked like some anagrams or something like that too, or any of that in what you saw.
Like it was certain things. I can't remember because it was so long ago with those. But there was a couple of times like you would read it, you would hear it, and what it sound like, they was like who the fuck they talking about?
So do you think that played into the whole server wiping thing too? Like what was in some of those messages?
Oh, so check this. Whitelist. I forgot about the whitelist.
Right.
So in old Hill Dog's server in the emails, right?
Yeah.
Guess who email was found in her emails? On the on the server that she wasn't supposed to have. Barry O. But in order for her to send the email to Barry O, it's got to be whitelisted by the White House.
Okay.
It's got to be whitelisted by the White House.
Their IT security people. Think about that. Those guys could be brought in, guys or gals, right? They have a whole bunch of information then that they would have access to. I guarantee it.
Yeah. But
they would have a ton of access.
Who will put the request in to have her email whitelisted for Barry O? Barry O would. Wow. He knows some shit. And they know he knows some shit. And they're to cover his ass. But again, even with these revelations, nothing gonna go down. Nothing gonna go down. Barry O knew everything. He ain't dumb. That shit wasn't happening under his nose. He knew. And I think it was all to cover him. Cover his ass, cover Hillary's ass, cover Biden's ass. Period. But guys, it's gonna be a flash in the pan. Have you heard anything else in the news about it? Has this shit been? Is it still in the news cycle? Because I haven't noticed it. Shit, it was barely in the news cycle yesterday. They can't keep that. They got to get rid of that shit. Anyway, guys, the only thing you can do is probably share that shit with your friends, people that think that 2016 was on the level, people that think that Hillary had a valid argument. Let them see it. Funny part is I told my family how this shit was going to go down back in 2017.
Calling it, huh?
Called that shit like Babe Ruth, bro. Called that shit like Babe Ruth, son. And they told me I was crazy.
Yeah.
I wonder what they think now. It's fucking ridiculous. Robert Banks said, yeah, Barry had to approve it. Exactly. You know what I mean? Jimmy says, they all met Obama, Biden, Comey, Hillary. All of them were at the meeting. They all, yes.
Goodness.
Yes, there was a meeting with them all in it. He's right. It was a legit meeting. Allegedly. I'll say allegedly.
Okay.
Mike Rogers, head of one of the alphabet agencies. I won't say who it is. You can look it up. Allegedly created a skiff 12 days after Donnie T was elected. Told Donnie T that Trump Tower was tapped. Told Donnie T was trapped. And then what happened the next day? Donnie T moved his entire staff to Bedminster, New Jersey. And that's when he put that tweet out, Trump Tower has been tapped.
Right.
What Barry O do when he said that shit? Oh, he full of shit. That shit, it ain't tapped. He's crazy. Telling you, bro. This is some real fucking House of Cards shit. This is some real shit. This is some made for TV movie shit. This is a Netflix original, goddammit. Happening in real time. It's the tail. What I said? It's the tail wagging the dog. It's the tail wagging the dog.
Right, and they gotta sweep this under the rug.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Let's put this on the back page.
That's right. Tyler Durden said you forgot about Susan Rice, who after that meeting sent herself. Okay. Yeah, that's right. You're right. The meeting on the tarmac. Everybody forgot about that meeting on the tarmac with her and old Billy Clint. Everybody forgot about that meeting on the tarmac. Lot of fuckery.
She went from working for Dukakis back in the day to her positions with the UN and all that.
Yeah.
Remember Michael Dukakis coming out coming out the tank? I don't know if you remember that or not. They had the ad back in the day when he was running against Bush.
Oh, it's a different. I'm sorry. Yeah. Thanks, Steph. The Loretta Lynch met on the tarmac. Susan Rice, that was a whole different situation with the CIA email. You're right. I'm getting it all mixed the hell up. But yo, that's how many players. That's how many players was in the game. That's how many players was in the game. Man, Susan Rice is on the board of Netflix.
Is she?
Yeah, with the Obamas. A lot of people don't know that shit. The Obamas and Susan Rice are in charge of certain programming on Netflix. Is that right? Yes. Susan Rice was in the meeting in the skiff, wasn't she? Oh, Valerie Jarrett. Yeah, Roseanne had made a joke about Valerie Jarrett. That shit was funny. I don't care what nobody say. Valerie Jarrett does look like Zora from fucking Planet of the Apes. When fucking Roseanne made that joke, I fucking slapped the knee because I knew exactly what she was talking about. Because she looked exactly like that character.
Like that Dr. Zora or whatever her name was?
Yes. Let's see, hold on. I'm putting her on the wrong one. Susan Rice is the woman who scared the shit out of Snoop Dogg.
How?
Snoop Dogg was talking shit at Susan Rice, and then she had said some shit that, some gangster shit, but like diplomatically. But if you read between the lines, that bitch was like, "I can get you got," and he backed all the way the fuck off.
You know, I want to deep dive into that thing eventually when we can, because there's a list. Okay, there's a list of we briefly touched on it before when I talked to you about the continuation of government. You know that operation is called Project Pegasus. Operation 998.
Oh, I remember that. I don't know the details about it, but yeah.
We can look into it eventually. Well, allegedly, Susan Rice is the fourth or fifth in line to become president should a cataclysmic event take place in the United States. There used to be a website, and it wasn't a classified site either. There used to be a website up that was a who's who in Washington, and it actually had a list of each of the continuation of government figures. I've been watching that show with who's in that show? Is it Keith Sutherland or whoever it is?
What, Designated Survivor?
Designated Survivor, right? Well,
yeah,
that's actually that's actually true.
Real. Yeah.
Cataclysmic event, or in case of event in which the United States begins to separate out, each section, just like in the Hunger Games, is secretly has a shadow president over each section, and shadow president is designated only to the elite.
Yeah, Bill Cooper talked about that shit.
What did he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think he did.
Well,
right.
He was talking about it in terms of FEMA.
That's right, in terms of FEMA, but not in terms of like I think there's four or five sections, right? And she would cover a certain section allegedly under this conditions of that. And there was another figure. It was one that was related to the Sununus. The Sununus have been in power for a long time. So there's different figureheads that we see that do different things behind closed doors with these groups that allegedly would be able to have more of a powerful perch than what we're accustomed to seeing, and maybe they even pull some of these strings behind closed doors too. So I think that's kind of interesting, because that is a part of what the Freedom of Information Act revealed in 2008 or 9. They started showing it, and I think one of the TV channels may have touched on it a little bit. Maybe History Channel explained a little bit of it.
Yeah, we're going to touch on that one.
Yeah, we can deep dive into it. They used to, back in the 70s or something like that, they created an entire White House that they put underneath the ground.
Yeah, we got to touch on that.
And that is a part of that continuation of government project called Project 998.
Yeah.
You say what?
It's still around, right? And then where's the bunker? What was the bunker that they had before they created before they finished the Denver airport? There was a bunker for that shit that they had made.
Okay, yeah, I got you. Yeah.
But, so real quick though, this Valerie Jarrett right here, this is the one that Roseanne said looked like if Planet of the Apes and the Muslim Brotherhood had a baby. Right? That's what got her canceled. So look at this. So you got it. Let's see. Am I off a little bit? Am I off a little bit?
I can't see.
Oh, you can't see it?
No. Go ahead. I'm look. We good. We good. I'm gonna see. Okay. Hold on. Just a second. I gotta go help the babies.
Oh snap! The babies, they going crazy. This is what she said she looked like. I laughed my ass off. It was another picture that they had that made me fucking laugh. Cause it pulled up a more like, here we go. This is the one that pulled up when I pulled it up before. Of course it ain't gonna show. This one right here. Let me see, hold up. Right here. This one right here. It caught I'm just saying the shit was funny. When Roseanne said that shit, I laughed. I slapped her knee because I knew exactly what she was talking about. Zira, that's her name. Anyway. Excuse me. Yo, these allergies is whooping my ass. Like, I haven't had allergies the entire time, and now all of a sudden this shit want to come out of nowhere. This shit is, I hate it. I hate it. I got post nasal drip and shit. This shit annoying, bro. Anyway, like I said, guys, don't expect nothing to come from that whole Durham investigation. Nothing's gonna happen. Nobody's gonna go to jail. Nobody's gonna get frog marched off to the Hooskow. Nothing's gonna happen. Just like when the Twitter files found out, when we found out all this stuff about the Franklin Beverly Institute and all that other shit through Twitter files. Nobody got frog marched. Nobody got hauled off. Nothing happened. Like I said, all you can do is just spread that information to friends and family, people who need to see that, need to understand what really is going on. You know what I mean? But that's all we can do. That's all we can do. Because nothing's going to come of it. Sorry, nothing's going to come of it. Anyway, so I wanted to show y'all something real quick. Check this shit out. Thanks, Montoya. She says you need to get yourself some regional honey. Take a teaspoon a day. Svenstead, what's going on, Svenstead in the building? He says elite always go free. That's true. So look at this. University of Wyoming sorority sisters slam decision to allow a trans woman to live at their house. We need women's spaces.
I cannot imagine what it was like for you gals, Hannah, in there dealing with this obvious man, but also one who's clearly getting aroused by just being around you.
Oh my God.
Can you give us some idea of what that felt like for you?
It's a weird, gut-wrenching feeling that every time I leave my room, there's a possibility that I'll walk past him in the hall, whatever setting that may be in. And it's never a pleasant encounter. And that's the scary part. It's a weird feeling just to know that I could run into him anytime, full access to the house. But this just goes to show, like, we need women's spaces for that reason. Like, our house is our home, just like any else's home. Like, you go home at the end of the day to feel comfortable and relax in your own skin. And you can't do that knowing that this individual has full access to your house.
I mean, I cannot imagine what it was. You're more compassionate than I am, Cassie, because I don't accept that this person is dysphoric. I think this is a glamour. I think this is a guy who's just getting off on living with these beautiful women. That's how it sounds to me. And
I've had a lot of friends tell me if I knew it was that easy to get into a sorority house, I would have put on a skirt a long time ago. And maybe that's true, but I just can't help but see the pain that it causes everyone involved. And people have to understand there's a better way. Unisex spaces should be developed in a better way.
You're more. We talked about trans exclusionary. I am trans exclusionary when it comes to women's bathrooms and women's lockers and women's swimming lanes and sports.
All right. How long y'all think before that sorority gets suspended from campus because of that? How long before you think for fraternities and sororities in general last if they do not comply with the LGBTQ agenda? Huh? I won't even say the LGBTQ, the trans agenda. Think about that. A lot of these schools, they progressive and liberal, right? A lot of these schools are progressive and liberal. But when it comes to like women's protection and women's rights, them shits is fucking, they going by the wayside quick. My first question though about this is, who allowed them into the sorority? Who allowed the man in the sorority? He had the pledge and he had the cross, right? So who allowed him in sorority? Was the sorority pressured into letting him join? You know, did the school already threaten to suspend the sorority if they did not allow him to pledge? That's all questions you need to know, because that's what's about to happen across America. All y'all AKAs and y'all deltas and all them noises, you have a 6'6" nigga named fucking Fred, change his name to Francine, He gonna come and pledge. And if y'all say no, he gonna go to the school board or the dean or whoever deals with shit like that. And guess what? You're gonna be forced to allow that person to pledge. And not only are you gonna be forced to allow that person to pledge, they're gonna force you to let them cross. You're gonna be forced to let them cross. There's gonna be women that want to join Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, Alpha Phi Alpha, Phi Beta Sigma. It's gonna be women that want to join that fraternity. And guess what, guys? It's no longer a men's club anymore. It's no longer an exclusive fraternity anymore, where you gotta, because a lot of them fraternities do the hazing and shit like that. They not only gonna make you relax your rules and your barrier to entry, they're gonna force you to let them cross. This is the corner that the liberal left have backed you into. This is the corner that the liberal colleges and universities have backed you into. This is just the beginning. Watch. They said that dude he was getting all aroused by them. Cause he get to use the same bathroom as them. He seen them in their boy shorts and shit. Motherfucker think what was that movie with Rob Schneider? The hot chick. He think he gonna have pillow fights and shit. J.R. Bell said they'll try to be iota. Bro, this is just the beginning. Watch. Mark my words. This ain't gonna be the first time you hear the story of a trans person infiltrating a sorority house.
Damn.
Motherfucker said Marlon and Shawn Wayans did it in White Chicks. Why can't I do it?
Oh, shout out Montoya.
Todd Make said transcolonialism. Transcolonialism. I like that. That's exactly what it is. Jordan McLovin said he moving to Dubai, found a woman with a hijab.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Traditional values.
Traditional values. Oh my God, bro! You don't understand how ridiculous this is, and it's not going to be. It's not going to be the last time. It ain't going to be the last time. Straight up.
We touched on that Ja Morant the other day.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I called into Hotep Jesus thing earlier today, and what I was thinking about it too. I was thinking, you're not okay. So you're not free to be yourself unless yourself fits the agenda, right?
Uh-huh.
And when we had the NBA player in the league, of course, too. Uh-huh. When we had the NBA player that wanted to wear his dashikis and talk about it was very Hotep. I think it was Craig Hodges, right?
Yeah.
The NBA player from the Bulls.
Yeah.
He got kicked. He got let go, and he was a three. He could hit some monster threes, but they didn't fit agendas. Now, you got Ja Morant out here doing something that we both agreed was what? Stupid, right? It was dumb.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have been cutting up like that. But maybe he can't, if that's who he is, but he can't express that under the brand, right?
Yeah.
But I guarantee you though, like the subject is, if he was out here wearing high heels and dresses,
yep,
would he be getting a parade right now?
That's a good question.
Would he be getting a parade?
That's a good question.
Instead of lambasted. Yeah.
And I stand by what I said. I think this shit was in poor taste, Jay. I wouldn't be fucking playing, fucking you know what I mean? I wouldn't be doing all that shit.
We got to get them with you. We got to get them set up with you. You take them out to the range. You show them what's what. Proper gun safety. Get Get them some Hotep mindset, and then send them back out.
Right, like I said, and I said that. I said, shit, come holler at me, yo. Go holler at Maj or Coleon, or
come see the Hoteps.
Yeah, find, because what can you do? So now, okay, you like guns, Ja? All right, cool. Let's do this shit. Cool. Let's do let's do your IG shit in a control setting. Let's take you to an action range where you can run and shoot, like how you do at Turn Tactical's place.
Look, they don't have any trouble with Keanu Reeves' videos.
Of course
they get 10 million likes and 10 million views with him out there training for his movies.
Right. Embrace the Ja Wick mantra. Get with some trainers. Get with Body by O. Mm-hmm. That's my new favorite guy on Instagram. I watched an interview by him. Yo, he Hotep for real. Okay. Get some training. Set up your IG. Let them show you running and gunning on a controlled space at a range, shooting at some targets, and that's going to tell you a lot about the organization that you in, Ja.
Right.
Will the NBA suspend them for being at a range running drills? Because right now, to me, I think people are judging them. Not judging them, but I think people are demonizing and bastardizing them for nothing. Maybe the first time when he was at the club, that shit was fucking dumb. That tweet that you read, that shit was stupid. Right? But if you in Memphis and that gun legal, right? Okay, it's in poor taste to be dancing around with it. I don't drink with my shit. That's me. But if it's legal for him to have the gun, what the fuck y'all mad about? He didn't have it on NBA premises. And I get it. Y'all mad at the optics of it.
The optics, right.
But if you mad at the optics of it, if you the NBA, you go, he's exercising his two-way right, the gun's legal, blah, 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 blah. But they ain't gonna do that.
There's a certain degree of prejudice to all this too.
Yeah.
From both the left and the right on this instance too. Hypocrisy.
Oh, 100%. Say it one more time, Jay.
There's a hypocrisy. Left and the right.
Left and right. But he need to get better people around him.
He does. He needs a mentor. He needs to be over here listening to us right now.
I got friends that
get some common sense.
I got friends that still live around the way. Or I got people that still live around the way that were friends, before. I don't, I might, I'll dap them up if I see them in public.
Gotcha.
But I ain't out in the streets acting a fool. I've grown past that.
For a lot of people, I'll say this: it can be really hard. You find yourself, you love that person sometimes. It could be really hard for them to get put on that right path. Those prodigal sons, a lot of them don't want to come home. Right? You've got people out there that get in that life, and it's hard to break free of those habits.
Tyler Durden said Gilbert Arenas pulled a gun on a teammate over gambling debt. He still had a job. Montoya says the two-way is not part of the agenda. Talking points, anti-gun is the new grift.
That's what time JJ Riddick was on, though, right?
Huh?
That's what time JJ Riddick was on when he was going off. He kept on attacking Greg Abbott in that speech that he was doing earlier. He defending John Morant at the same time as attacking the tool.
Yeah. Todd Make says if Ja really wanted to grift, he need to train with some of them white girl 3-gun competition chicks. Hell yeah. That's a hell of a grift, and they would all jump at the chance. Why not? God damn it.
Clever strategic grifting.
Because what that taught me is the NBA like, yo, a black man can't have a gun.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Like Unc said, all right, we're gonna move you out the big house for a couple months till you get your act together.
And you see what they do. The NBA six their wranglers on everybody. You get your top people to come out there and make a statement, and they all fall in line. It's wild how they got it organized over there, but Telling you, if it's the message, if it's the agenda that they want to push, then they'll push it. And if Ja was out there wearing little dresses and high heels, I think they'd be having a parade for him right this second, rather than chastising him.
Or put one of his kids in high heels. You know what I mean?
There you go. Then he gets a Netflix deal. He gets a Disney special of the week.
Steph say he had to attack Abbott to be justified in defending Ja. Emmanuel says Ja got Negro tendencies. There's plenty of NBA players with guns. Ja is just a shine.
I don't argue with that. That's that is the case, but we just want to see him do better.
I agree.
We just want to see him do better.
Was it illegal what he did? Probably not. Was it in poor taste? Bad judgment? Maybe. However, I don't think he need to be suspended for 40 games.
Like Unc was saying, when Unc tweeted that out, you saw Unc's tweet, right? Mm-hmm. Uncle Hotep put out there that, this is the NBA trying to get their property in line.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, put that whoop on you.
This is the get right. You told us you'd stop. You told us you would get right. You told us you'd stop cutting up. You didn't do it. Here's your get right.
Facts.
You're suspended.
Facts. So, let's go to this real quick.
News on the death.
So, when was this done? This was a day ago. So that shooting down in Texas, the ATO high school student. Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
So, let's go to this story real quick. I'll let them talk about it.
All right. Fair use.
Deadly mass shooting in New Mexico. Authorities have now revealed the gunman was an 18-year-old senior in high school with an assault-style weapon. 3 weapons in all, the AR-style weapon purchased legally last year. At least 3 people killed, 6 others shot and wounded, including 2 police officers. The suspect shot and killed by police. They say he appeared to shoot at cars and homes at random. At least 150 rounds found at the scene. It stretched across a quarter of a mile. The suspect seen in this video walking in a nearby yard with a firearm in his hand. The mother of a 1-year-old finding this gunshot hole in her daughter's bedroom window. The 2 of them had been hiding in their laundry room. Neighbors holding a vigil now. All 3 who were killed were seniors, including a 97-year-old mother and her 73-year-old daughter. ABC's Mola Lengi on the scene in Farmington, New Mexico tonight.
Tonight, authorities in New Mexico searching for what motivated an 18-year-old high school senior.
Somebody should have been putting rounds on that nigga right there. Somebody should have took some cover, put some rounds on that nigga right there. Then again, I don't know. You know what? I take that back. That's a house in the backdrop. If you ain't got that type of shot, you don't take that type of shot because you don't need that bullet going into that house.
Yeah, hitting a crib.
Yeah.
Little baby crib, something like that.
But this shit is crazy. Like, all of these shootings, yo. All of these shootings, it's just, and we're going to find out this kid got some kind of manifesto or some shit like that, I'm assuming. We're going to find out his Instagram is some crazy shit. Hold on, let's keep going.
Here, seen here, dressed in all black, holding a gun to go on a deadly shooting rampage. Late today, officials identifying that suspect as Bo Wilson.
This incident appears to be purely random. The suspect then roamed through the neighborhood and indiscriminately fired at least 6 houses and 3 vehicles.
The horror unfolding in Farmington Monday. The first calls of an active shooter coming in around 10:56 a.m. The scene spanning a quarter of a mile. Authorities saying the shooter used 3 guns in the attack, including an assault-style rifle that he purchased legally last year.
I got several people down. I've got 3 vehicles that are, 3 people that are dead.
Authorities saying officers quickly arrived on scene, shooting and killing the suspect 10 minutes after the first 911 calls. 3 people killed, at least 6 more injured, including 2 officers. High school senior Callie Kimball was home and says
it took 10 minutes. I'm not going to say this. 10 minutes for the police to get there. All right. So what that tell you? The police ain't going to get there in time to save you. They'll get there in time. They'll get there in time to outline you in chalk. So I preach saving yourself. Then they want to talk about banning the AR-15. He got that shit legally, which tells us that your gun control don't work. He passed the background check. He didn't go get the shit from south of the border. He didn't go to Indiana as some make-believe fucking gun show loophole. He got the shit legally. This goes to tell you, the gun laws don't work. You put a barrier there, he passed your barrier.
But this is so canon, right? What you just said, though, that's how the media wants to spin it, though. And that's how you see Twitter spin it, too, is that they're going to say, look, it's not the laws. It's not the laws. We tried the laws didn't work. It's the guns, and we got to take them. That's what they're going to point right back to. They're gonna keep using these instances where these characters are getting it legally. They're doing this and that. They're going through all the steps, and then boom, they're out there doing something insane, psychopathic, nonsensical, evil, and they're gonna say, look, where'd the law go? It failed us, so we have to take the guns. It's the guns are bad.
Right.
We got to get the tools.
Right, exactly. I mean, this kid was just walking all willy-nilly, uncontested.
Dressed in all black.
Dressed in all black. Dressed in all black like the Omen. Walking uncontested down the block. This shit is ridiculous.
She saw the gunman walking down the street, opening fire.
It was loud. It was scary. I kind of ducked behind the window and ran to the front door so I could get out of harm's way.
Authorities identifying the 3 elderly women killed, including a 97-year-old mother and her 73-year-old daughter.
We mourn the loss of our 3 innocent civilians who lost their lives yesterday. Shirley Voita, Melody Ivy, and Gwendolyn Schofield.
And tonight, Callie Kimball now preparing for graduation, telling me her school community is in shock, knowing one of her classmates was allegedly behind the attack.
What's the mood like on campus today?
Sad, scared, I guess you'd say. But it's also scary to think that if he would have had a different motive, it could have been all of us out there on the field and him snapping like that.
Well, police still investigating a motive here, including the suspect's possible mental health issues. Investigators also combing
possible mental health issues. What's up? Faith Thomas says Cannon working on 2 comic books. I hope I'm not portraying Hotep Nation by doing so. No, if that's a passion project or a project you're doing, I can't see why would we be upset about that. You know, shit. Make one about us, goddamn it. Tyler Durden, Stephen A says, all black in New Mexico in the middle of the day. You know, dude, crazy. Jimmy Dawes says they're facilitating this stuff. Yeah, they are. It said he had mental issues. That question sure didn't seem to help on the 4473. Bruh. Exactly. It asks you, are you mentally defective? Like I always thought it was fucking stupid. Like, I'm gonna just hit no. You know, it's just crazy.
You got this on Hotep TV or you? Okay.
Yeah, we
found it.
We on Hotep TV.
Gotcha.
And we on my YouTube channel. Anyway, if you're new, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Share the stream. I'll let people know we live. You know what I mean? But this thing, I swear, y'all, I think it's Trestone is working overtime, bro. It's too many shootings happening too fast. You know what I mean? In such a short amount of time. Like I said, you got the ATF. They in court right now, and they losing a lot of cases. The main case we all worried about is the pistol brace case and the bump stock case, which the ATF lawyer, they might be gaining some ground, but for a lot of the other stuff like magazine bans and assault weapons bans, stuff like that, they starting to lose that battle.
Is it?
But with all of these shootings happening, you know, ironically while they're, you know, in court, that shit is cause for alarm. Right, Jimmy Dawson said ATF getting their ass kicked right now. You know what I mean? It's crazy. LP says a lot in Texas. That Allen shooting took place 5 minutes from where I used to live. Jonah said, "LOL." Now, Nada giving tapes to the Trump special counsel, allegedly going to send him to prison. Oh God. Excuse me, guys. But yeah, it's, man, listen, guys, you gotta take care of yourself. I mean, evil exists everywhere.
Oh yeah.
He don't need an AR-15. He don't need a pistol to do that. He could do that shit with a car.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He could have been walking around with a goddamn katana, just stabbing people he saw in the chest, slicing people.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It's, if somebody got evil tendencies, or somebody got murder on their mind, they're gonna figure that shit out. So you gotta do what you gotta do to defend yourself and your family. No, I don't know what I would have did in that situation. If I got a crazy person walking down the street shooting, and I know I got kids in the house, I got a family to protect, do I get all tactical and fucking and flank them and put them down? You know what I mean? Or do I take cover in the house until he finished, either, you know, till the police get there or he run out of bullets?
Yeah, you don't want to get mixed up. Yeah, I mean, okay, like what I was gonna say was, you wouldn't want to accidentally get hit in the crossfire of if the police started arriving. Is what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah.
Like they would suspect that you or him. They didn't know who. They see somebody got the weapon and start laying rounds everywhere.
Or I just go to the top window.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good at about 400, 500 yards with this. I don't have to be up on his ass. I can snipe him. Or I break out old Black Betty if I need a quick follow-up shot, or 10 or 30. It's another 308. See this scope? This scope good for about 700-800 yards. All right. I'm just saying, I ain't got to get close. All I do is gotta get low and put a good shot on his ass. You know?
Right.
Yeah, whatever, that's fine. I knocked down my sound shit. A man said I got a gun for every robe. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, but it's not gonna get no better, buddy. It's not gonna get no better. As the elections come up, as the ATF, because that pistol brace shit is coming. I think it's coming down to the wire at the end of the month, if I'm not mistaken. I think more shit gonna start happening. As elections come up, we're gonna have some other. I don't think Neely's situation gonna come. It's not gonna make the noise that George Floyd made. It's just me. So they're gonna need another event like that. They're just going to their old bag of tricks. You know what I mean? Tyler Durden says, should send you a holographic. You got a P.O. box cannon. Oh, what you got? A holographic optic? I need to get a P.O. box. I don't got a P.O. box. I need to get one. I'm gonna look into it this week. I wouldn't mind a holographic optic. They're expensive as hell. I got hollow suns on a lot of my shit. And I got, I think I got hollow sun on everything but the little 22 right there. But yeah, and I got that optic on my 308 as a Hawk. That's hollow sun. This is hollow sun, and my bolt action is a Vortex. So, oh, and my other AR-15 back there, that's a Vortex optic too. Anyway. But yeah, this shit is ridiculous. You know what I mean? You got somebody going there shooting down a neighborhood. This ain't even in like a mall or nothing. He just going down the street, just shooting in the houses. Shooting in the houses. I just don't, you know, what do you do in that situation, you know? Do you take action? But then you got to fucking fight that in court after the fact. Because allegedly America don't like quote unquote vigilantes. But he had he shot him with an assault style rifle. He shot the shooter with an assault style rifle. Oh my God. Oh, you got a Vortex razor? Oh shit, okay. Damn. I need to get a P.O. box. I don't got a P.O. box. Damn. But it's just a sad story, man, and I think we're gonna start to hear more stories like this. So guys, protect your neck, guys. You never know what that shit gonna happen. Just saying. Anyway, what else? I want to show you something, Jay. What you think about this shit right here?
Let me see.
Hold on, where it's at? Hold on. Here we go.
It is the
So apparently this is the largest underground cave in the world. Apparently. So check this shit out.
largest underground chamber on the planet.
It's not just a cave. It's an actual world in Vietnam. Inside this cave, it's 40 stories high. There's actually an ancient forest. It's got flowing water, not just a puddle or a stream, but an actual river. Inside the cave is an entire growing ecosystem. And it's so deep that it looks like it's an entrance to a whole other reality.
This incredible subterranean realm, called the Sông Dũng Cave, is estimated to be roughly 3 million years old. It runs through the earth for nearly 6 miles, and numerous areas where the cave ceiling has collapsed allow sunlight to enter, resulting in the growth of trees and other vegetation.
What you think about that, Jay?
Reminds me of that Lost World movie where they had went in there and there was dinosaurs all in there and stuff like that.
LP says the lizard people meeting ground.
And Arthur Conan Doyle stories.
Man.
The Arthur Conan Doyle stories from 1925 and all those things. The Lost World.
But the thing is, it that exists, right? That exists. So my question is Hollow Earth the thing? So we know that they got the flat Earth theory, right? We got the infinite plane theory. We got the simulation theory. Hollow Earth, though.
Yeah.
You know, there's some pictures and stuff allegedly of the Aurora Borealis saying that it originates from some hole in the top of the Earth.
Yeah. Is that what also happens in Land of the Lost?
Yeah, that's right. I remember the show from back.
Dimension in order to get there?
I don't know. I remember the show back in the day, from the '90s with Patrick. Was it Patrick Duffy?
Oh, that was the remake. It ran originally from 74 to 76. The Marty Krofft TV series Land of the Lost, which I think is based on some of the work that you saw by Arthur Conan Doyle. But then they did have a 1990s version that came out. I think it premiered in 1993. Let me look that up real quick. And then they had the film version with Will Ferrell that released in 2008.
Yo, shout out to Lisa D. She just became a A1 member. I appreciate you, Lisa D. Give you a round of applause. And you can be an A1 member too, guys. Hit that join button. Hit that join button. For a cup of coffee a month, you could help support the channel. Really appreciate that. I got to start getting my local jumping. But yeah, go ahead.
No, the updated series came out in 91 to 92.
Yeah, I used to like that show.
You like the 90s version?
Yeah,
Did you ever watch the original version?
I was like 91. I was like 6. I never watched the original version, but I remember the ground breaking from underneath of them, and they fell, and then they was in the Land of the Lost, which arguably, when you look back at it, I would love to play the fucking. We fucking around and get struck down. Let me see. But yeah, but I think they was in an underground world. Now that I think about it, see if I can't find the theme song.
The Slee Stacks. That was the lizard people. So
let's see. Here you go, right here, Nickelodeon. It was right. Nickelodeon?
Matt Earth Theory with that Agartha, where they put it in Call of Duty too. The Agartha story. Hagarth.
Well, I thought the Land of the Lost show was
came on CBS.
Yeah, but they saying it's Nickelodeon. No, that's somebody else.
No, NBC. I'm sorry. NBC is the original where it aired, and I guess the remake, I'm not sure where it came on. I think the remake came on. Oh, it came on ABC. The remake came on ABC. The original came on NBC.
Here you go, right here. Check this out. Fair use. Fair use. Fair use. Fair use. Fun fact: Canon Hotep has that exact XJ Jeep to this day. It's blue. A world that we found deep underground.
Oh, it's a Stargate.
What'd you say?
It's a Stargate underground that takes them there. You see how that portal opens up and then it transfers them to the other dimension. I got you.
Stay. I just want to play it because this shit is bringing back memories right now. Timothy Bottoms. I don't know why I thought that was Patrick Duffy. How many of y'all remember this show? Who remembers this show? One in the chat if you remember this show. Now, like I said, I'm gonna be 39 this year, so that ages me. So when like I said, 1991, I might have been 7. I think I was 5 in 89. Yeah, I was 7.
You was watching this show to check out Krista, the cave girl.
Oh, she was, yeah. But no, yeah, maybe. It came on after like all the cartoons came on, and it was pretty cool. So I think there's something to the hollow earth theory too. I think a lot of the theories have some kind of something, right? So like I said, I'm not married to the ball earth, but I think that flat earthers get certain things right. I think that the earth is a lot bigger than they tell us it is, because Admiral Richard Byrd said he circumnavigated it and he found other lands other than the 7 continents that we know about. And then next thing you know, after he did that interview, what they do, they sent 5 nations went back with him to the North Pole. And apparently they got their ass whooped by something out there, and they came back with their tail tucked between their legs. Then they put him in the nut house. Then I guess somebody that was with him on the expedition, he got suicided out the top of the naval hospital. I think it's something to it. It could be something with the hollow earth thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It could be very interesting. We don't know. Think about it, right? So allegedly, what happened after we dropped them bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Allegedly, some beings visited us.
Did they?
Yeah. You remember like the lights over top of? Remember the lights over top of the White House?
I thought you were going to tell us the Colonel Valerium and then went to go speak with Dwight Eisenhower.
Yeah, I'm talking about the lights.
Told them, here's your key to the underground palace.
Oh, I don't know, but the lights over top of the White House. What if they was like, because they dropped them bombs and it was like it shook them underneath of us, and it's like, oh hell no, y'all about to fuck up royally. You know what I mean? There was a story that Richard Byrd was flying again, and then when he was flying that way, that something took control of his controls of his plane and flew him into the earth to meet with somebody. You know what I mean? Then you got Valiant Thor, you know, the story of him, which is interesting. It's a lot of shit, bro. I don't know. They all could be just stories, and they all could be real. We don't know. But I think the hollow earth theory makes sense. Think about it, right? What if there were portals? stargates, whatever, or think about it. So they found what? They found like Egyptian artifacts in the Grand Canyon. But the Grand Canyon had a stargate. You know what I mean?
Right.
Would have had a stargate. Grand Canyon had a stargate between, where's the Grand Canyon at? Arizona? I don't know where the Grand Canyon's at. Wherever the fuck it is in America to Egypt. You know what I mean? It's a lot of shit we don't know. It's just, man, I'm telling you, if we could just astro travel backwards and see some shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, that would be dope. Yeah.
That would be dope. I believe in astral travel.
Like
Matt Earth says, what about Tataria?
Astral projections?
That's what I thought it was in Arizona.
You talking about that? Like in esoteric astral projections or levitation of
I've done it.
So
check it, right? When I was a kid, I never knew what it was. So I would astral travel a lot, and I didn't know that I was astral traveling. I didn't know what it was called until like 2012. I was like, oh shit, that's what I was doing. When I was a kid, I remember being somewhere else, and then when I was getting ready to wake up, I could see my body, and I'm just coming down to my body, right, and floating down. And the closer I got, the faster I fell. Every night.
Wow.
Right? You know that sound where you hear it's like air closing the gap, like shh. You know what I mean? That's what I would hear when I would fall back into my body. And the closer I got, the faster I fell. And I would leap out of my sleep. Every night. Every night I was somewhere. You know what I mean? These dreams is all that close my eyes every second of the night I live another life. You know what I mean? Maybe heart was on to something, goddammit. But I remember that shit. And then when I got older and I started researching shit, I'm like, yo, I remember doing that. That's what that shit's called. Oh, okay. I think that's just possible. That's why I tell people, when you die, I think that energy can't be destroyed, right? It can't be destroyed. It can only be transferred. Where does our energy go? Where does our spirit, our soul go? That's why I said, what if Heaven Gate actually fucking succeeded? What they tell us? Our bodies are vessels. What if they did catch that Hale-Bopp comet? I'm just saying. Troublemaker Jonah, what's up, Jonah, with the $1? Appreciate you, Jonah. Sending a alleged Russian video of hollow earth shortly needed to crop. Okay. Jonah be having all that shit. Natari Sensei says Cannon gotta talk to Xertus. Who's Xertus?
Oh, let me see. What's it?
Xertus. Xirtus. Matt Earth Theory says mud floods. Yeah, mud floods are interesting. I think we touched on that a couple of times. Like, Chicago's built on a whole nother city. Remember all of those, like, if you look at like the World's Fair and all of those cool ass buildings they had, or like how Chicago architecture looked like before the Chicago fire. That shit was extravagant. They say that the Tartarians built that shit. Andreas Xertus. Tartaria, his channel all about this kind of stuff. Oh, really? Maybe. Tyler said he used to run with Tim Boo, but he's an actual genius. Huh. I'm going to look into that. That's interesting. Maybe we'll look at one of his videos on the channel. Emmanuel says I dreamed the multiverse. Maybe. I don't know. I had dreams where maybe they weren't dreams. I had dreams where I was fighting wars.
Oh.
I was in wars. And I'm not talking about I'm talking like futuristic shit. Like futuristic shit. Like other planet shit. I remember one of them, we was fighting some big motherfucker. And we couldn't beat him. I remember that shit. And then next thing I know, I'm yanked back into my body. I think
was it just like in
I think it was time to wake up or something.
Spartan kind of stuff, like the Xerxes looking character, or what?
No, we was fighting a big dude, like a giant.
With I'm talking about like from that movie 300. They had that King Xerxes character was like 12 feet tall or something like that.
No, this motherfucker was like we was fighting Galactus.
Galactus size? Oh my, that's big.
Yeah.
One of the Eternals
something
size.
Maybe I don't know. I just know that we was fighting with like some futuristic weapons. It could have been a dream. I don't know. I just know I got yanked back into my body. I saw my body, and boom, I was back. And I was like, what the fuck? It's real interesting things. Real interesting things, bro. I'm telling you. What do you say, Cannon? Did you watch James Fox on Rogan? He talks about alien contact in Brazil. No, I haven't watched that. I never heard of James Fox. Matari says, I believe space is probably an alternate dimension. Think about it, right? Even with the man in the high castle. Remember, you watch that?
Yeah.
Remember the Asian guy? He would sit in his chair, and then you hear that fucking white noise, and then it would go away. He would open his eyes, and he could go between the dimension or the Earth where the Nazis won and the Earth where America won. He can go back and forth. He had family in both. You know what I mean?
That's like that. Also, just like that TV series Awake, that's identical to the plot line in that TV series Awake. Did you ever get to see that?
No, I never heard of it.
Ooh, you gotta, Cannon. Nah, you missing out. You gotta put that on your list of things to check out. That TV series called Awake is really good because he goes to sleep, and when he wakes up, he's in a different alternate reality. Oh, wow. And when he wakes up again, when he goes to sleep again, he's in an alternate reality. So he really can't. He stays
stuck.
awake. He's stuck because he doesn't get any sleep. So the second he goes to sleep, boom, he's in the other alternate reality.
I had a dream like that,
and he has a family in both.
I was 2 levels deep.
And he goes to see a psychiatrist, and they're like, that other world you keep talking about is just a dream. And he's like, funny, because that's what my other psychiatrist says.
In my other world.
They tell me the same stuff you're telling me now.
It's called what, Awake?
Yeah, Awake. It came out in 2007. I love that series.
I'm gonna watch
it. If you can't, it come out in 2007. No, that was the movie. What was the TV series timeline? I thought it was TV show.
Yeah, see, Jonah just sent me something that I've seen before.
This is a huge opening at Earth's.
So check this out. I seen this back in 2014. I think I remember this like a lot. I remember dates and shit sometimes.
Let me see what this was that you're looking at.
This is the first footage ever to be seen of the polar entrance. This is a huge opening at Earth's North Pole, even though it might look small here. When we enter through this opening, we make an interdimensional flip-flop and end up in the world powered by the black sun. You can see the astral light, or aurora borealis, shooting out. It's a faint green color here. This was claimed to be taken by the Russian space station, but this is obviously taken much closer through an airplane window. The elite, among all of their control mechanisms and fear-based programming, have given us clues such as this video, the Holy Grail.
Bro, I remember seeing it and it wasn't the only video I seen of that shit. Also, at one point, if you went to Google Maps or Google Earth and you went to the North Pole, it had this weird circle that like it was covering something on the map for a long time.
Cool.
So,
what do they have up there now? Did they replace it?
Let's find out. Do I have Google Earth on here? Let's see.
Oh, while you're looking that up, this Saturday is the boxing match with Vasily Lomachenko and Devin Haney. I don't know if you heard about that or not.
No, I didn't.
Vasily Lomachenko went off to go fight in the Ukraine thing. Now he's back to boxing again, and he's gonna be fighting Devin Haney.
I put North Pole, right, and that shit just zoomed me in.
So what's the so the North Pole?
That's Greenland. Hold up.
The North Pole. It was spinning in that picture, right? It was a portal.
So now this is what the North Pole supposedly looks like on Google Maps now.
On Earth.
There's no polar cap. There's no polar cap now.
Where's it at?
Oh, dang, you should be seeing it through my virtual camera. You don't see it?
Okay, I see it now.
There's no polar cap. Like when I first used to look up the North Pole, it was a fucking polar cap right here. And then there was a circle. So it was a polar cap and then there was a circle. And like it was covering something up. Really interesting. Now the ice you seeing, what's this? This is supposed to be Antarctica, right? So yeah, because there's New Zealand. This is what Antarctica is supposed to be. On a heliocentrical map. Is that how you say that shit? You know what I mean? But Admiral Richard Byrd said he flew beyond the poles, beyond Antarctica. And he said there was more land beyond Antarctica that was the size of America. Now, if he flew beyond Antarctica, it would put him by New Zealand or Australia or in the middle of the fucking, what ocean is this? The South Pacific Ocean. There wouldn't be anything here. But he's saying he flew beyond the poles and it was immediately tropical and there was land here just as big as the U.S.
Well, maybe they're just keeping it off the globe.
Of course they
cool,
are.
Huh?
Of course it is.
That'd be cool as heck.
That's what they're doing. This is, come on, think about it, right? This is CGI anyway. But it's supposed to be based off of something. And we already know that NASA said what? The guy that does the globe, the blue marbles for NASA, he says it's Photoshop, but it has to be because we can't get a complete shot of the Earth at one time. Why not? Ain't the Hubble out that bitch? Can't you just turn the Hubble around and get it? Just saying. I'm just saying. This is the shit we like to talk. Welcome to Hotep After Dark. This is the shit we like to talk about after all of the news events are done for. So, also, hold on, I want to show you this one too. Where is it at?
Yeah, thank you, Jonah, for sending that through and cropping it out.
Yeah, Jonah. Yeah, I've seen that
before.
I appreciate you jogging my memory.
Ricky B.
Ricky Bascom in the building. What's up, Ricky? Ricky Bascom in the building. Where's that shit at?
Sensei, appreciate y'all for being here with us. It's been a fun episode.
Yeah. Here we go. Look at this shit. Look at the kid playing on Giant's toes. Look at this shit.
Where you at? Let me go back in here and look.
Oh, let me just. I thought so. You should be able to see the shit off of my.
I just have to Okay, so when we're in this little thing, right? Like when you're looking at these little Twitter images, little picture images, imagine they're little big to me, so I have to kind of squint or pull up on them. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so I'm gonna help you out with that. Boom, there you go.
Oh, there I see it much better. Right. Thank you.
But now that I know, this totally look like big toes sticking out of the grass.
Look at that shit, yo.
Grass.
Big toes.
Yeah.
Like
honey,
toes.
you're walking on the giant's big toes. You better make sure he doesn't start wiggling them.
I often stop and think and wonder, maybe it's giants. The pyramids might have been constructed with alien technology. I'm not saying that didn't happen, but,
fair use.
Maybe it's giant. But now that I know,
look at that shit like giant toes, don't it?
Like big toes sticking out of the grass.
That shit like giant's toes, don't it?
Yeah, it's cool.
One in the chat if that shit look like some giant's toes. It says, can someone just dig it up? I need some solid rock hard proof. Pause. Yeah, why not? Somebody go and keep digging. I be thinking certain truth is stranger than fiction, bro. Truth is stranger than fiction. Yeah. Think about it, right? Like, what's that movie, Troll? Troll gotta be based.
Oh, the one, the Norwegian.
Yeah, that's loud. Yeah, the one based. Yeah, Troll's based off of that shit. Let's see. But yeah, it's crazy, bro. I'm telling you, it's so many interesting things that people just look past. Jonah with another $1. I appreciate you, Jonah. He says I sent you and Jay the full video with the Freemason drawing of the flat Earth.
See, wow.
You mean the NATO flag? You ever seen, not NATO, the United Nations flag? You ever seen that? United Nations flag allegedly is the flag of the flat Earth.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So
I was trying to figure out what's the.
Yeah,
I've asked this question
definitely
before.
based with that.
You say what?
Ferrari said they said fuck the EVs essentially. They said Ferrari says no to EVs that will stick to traditional combustion engines. I don't blame him. Look, I'm not against electric cars. You know what I mean? I'm not against electric cars. I'm all for it. But I don't want to get rid of the internal combustion engine. Ooh, what's this?
Ooh, baby! Oh, we got a whole nother one.
Oh,
this
shit.
time, the Africans. Talking about they got pyramids and this, that, and the third. To be honest, this argument is getting old. Because I done proved it in 100 different ways that this stuff don't come from no Africa. And you know what I'm about to do. This is the so-called oldest pyramid on the planet. They say the Pyramid of Dozier is the oldest pyramid, built in 2630 BC. Really? That's funny because they say the Chinese pyramids date back 8,000 years. But on the whole continent of China, they don't got but 40 pyramids over there. And in the whole continent of Africa, y'all have 200 pyramids, boss. Give or take 100 or two. But the fact that they said the Dozier pyramid is the oldest pyramid is crazy. Because we all know that the Sudanese pyramids is the oldest pyramids in Africa. And they got more pyramids than y'all do there, double. But this is the receipt that we all been waiting for. As you can see here, it says that there are thousands of pyramids around the world, including more than 100 in Egypt, double that in Sudan, and dozens in the Middle East and in China. But the Americas have more pyramids than the rest of the world combined. I'm gonna go ahead and read that again. The Americas have more pyramids than the rest of the world combined. Now, I'll get out the way.
They said it's a pyramid in Ohio, but it looks like a hill.
Yeah.
And you can go ahead and screenshot this here document.
They'll say screenshot it. I'll wait.
Please don't make me come back up here, because I got plenty more diamonds to the back.
That dude was enthusiastic, wasn't he?
Gotta like the energy.
Gotta.
You know what? Energy. You know what's crazy though? When you go on these, like, I'll take that over these pretend food videos where they're like, "Watch what I'm about to make," and they start just throwing cereal and old pieces of pizza and all kind of crazy stuff together and just wasting food.
Thank you, Course. They're called mounds. Yeah. So a lot of these mounds in North America are pyramids under there. They just been covered over by like foliage.
Did you see that Kevin Costner movie that was about the mounds and how they had mound people living in them that were ant-like creatures that were ancient, and they could come out of these mounds, these ancient burial mounds that they had, and these ant people lived inside the mounds, and they could come out of them at nighttime and stuff like that.
Francis Bacon thought that America was Atlantis. That's interesting. He thinks Cleopatra was black. What's up, Felix Gamble? Sudan ain't in Africa. Who said that? It's not? I thought it was in Africa.
What is what?
Well, it says the pyramids in North America, older than many know. Also, the fact that pyramids in Florida were built by giants, supposedly. I remember them saying they found like giant remains in Ohio as well, red-headed giants. And I think like the Native Americans have stories about their ancestors fighting giants and like burning them alive or something inside of like a fucking one of the mounds that we would see. Which is very interesting. Yo, I love this shit, yo. This shit is fun. What's this one? What's this shit with Evergreen?
Evergreen. Evergreen was Hillary Clinton's Secret Service name. If you Google Evergreen, you're going to see thousands of pictures of these containers on boats. Some of those boats are owned by Paul Martin, our former prime minister. Inside those containers, children. There's 40,000 children's foundations in Canada. Now, these containers have been coming and going from Canada. Paul Martin knew about it. John Chrétien knew about it. Stephen Harper knew about it. Peter MacKay knew about it. Justin Trudeau knew about it. And that fat-ass Kim Campbell knew about it. And they let it happen. This is what's going on. We're shut down for a virus while the Marines are rescuing millions of children from the underground. That's not all. There's millions of adults in the underground. That's not all. There's millions of children in Canada that are being trafficked currently by these gay lawyers and CAS agencies across Canada. You're going to hear about it in the States first, but you're going to wake up in a week or so, and a lot of people are going to be gone. And when they're gone, you're going to know why. Some people think this could possibly be a big UN takeover, but if it is, well, there's 300 million Americans that aren't going to agree with that. So I want you all to just sit back and relax, enjoy some of my videos, and get over to Paulie's channel.
All right. You know what I want y'all to do, y'all? Make sure you subscribe to, follow me on Twitter, Canon Hotep on Twitter. Send me some rabbit holes, some things to go down, some rabbit holes to go down. Send me some rabbit holes to go down. Me and Jay will pick a rabbit hole to fuck with on like weekly, and we gonna do a deep dive on that shit. We gotta get back to the Kufi on tight, Griff. What's this?
I have this poster that exposes every conspiracy theory on the planet. Today, we will unravel the truth on the retirement cycle. The retirement cycle is exactly what it says. The infinite blood-sucking time loop that we are all programmed to follow. You are born to a social security number. Then you're indoctrinated through Rockefeller education. If you choose not to go, your parents go to jail. After you are all programmed up, you are ready to pay to learn how to work for somebody else. After you learn how to do that, you make your way into adulthood. Congratulations, you did it, debt slave. Now you work that 9 to 5, have a family, and pay your bills. When your kids grow old enough, you send them through the exact cycle that you just went through, not even second guessing it. Time goes on, and you become old. Retirement. After being a slave your entire life, you can now live out the rest of your decaying days, sitting and doing nothing. This is called the retirement cycle. You, as well as everyone you know, is going through it right now. I have this poster that...
That's interesting. I mean, but makes sense, right? Makes a whole lot of sense. What's this? Jonas says, oh yeah, Mount Babel in Quebec is CGO on Google Maps too. That's interesting. A lot of us ain't gonna be retiring unless you got a financial freedom package, because what's the name about to go by the wayside?
You know, like what you see where it says soul, right? Soul is the sun, and sin is the moon.
Oh, you was looking at the map.
Have you heard about that?
He's looking at the. Yeah, I did hear about that. I forgot who else was.
And when in the Bible they say we were born in sin. We were born in sin. Were we born inside the moon?
That's interesting.
The ancient word for sin is moon, and the ancient word for the sun is soul.
That is interesting. But yeah, I've heard that. So we might have been born in sin, like an actual place.
If you take the word moon and sun, you combine them together in gematria, it equals 666.
Oh shit.
Moon, sun.
Damn.
And then think about we were supposedly created on the 6th day. So what's the power of the number 6 again? 6 was the creating number, or 33 also. And 33 is that master number.
Yeah. What's this one? This one's been drawing my eye.
So if LA couldn't get any creepier with all the problems with crime and homeless, I ran into this billboard on this lot. So this is a vacant lot for construction, and it says, "Live life deeper, 144 stories underground. You may never go outside again." It's so creepy. I'm wanting to know if this is real with this construction site right here. West Hollywood, Beverly Hills adjacent, a controlled access community, 24/7 security, residents only amenities, a new standard of sustainable living, but it's all underground. Live life deeper. The world's first and only completely subterranean residences. Terrifying. I feel like it's a horror movie. It's so creepy.
That's fucking interesting. That's really interesting. Holy shit. I want to know what that look like when it's done, if it's done. You think they really, 44 stories down?
I saw about that, yeah. I saw about that.
44 stories down. We're going to sell out too, watch. We're going to go subterranean. Watch. We're going to go subterranean.
Manuel said Jay just broke my mind.
Here's some shit about the brain that bothers me. It named itself.
Oh shit, we got the Insane Clown Posse, Juggalo Nation out this bit. Let's see what she talking about though.
For one, when you see neurosurgeons in medical school and one of them looks at a brain and throws up, that is the brain being disgusted with the way it looks. When you're sick, you're actually in your healing process because you've been sick and your brain just figured out that the body was sick, so it started to do all these things like raise your body temperature and make your nose drip to try to get the illness out of you. The body and the brain are two separate things working together, which is why sometimes you get cut and you don't actually realize you got cut until you look at it, and then your brain realizes you're cut and then it makes it hurt. You can bite your finger off as easily as you bite into a carrot, but your brain will stop you from doing that because it recognizes that it will hurt, but it doesn't stop you from doing things like SH, even though that also hurts. Your brain has access to a plethora of drugs that will make you happy, like dopamine and serotonin, but it makes you work for them. You can't just get them at any given time. You have to do something for it. On the flip side of this, you don't have to do a fuck thing for the sad shit that it can also dispense to you at any given time. Your brain recognizes being tickled as an assault to the body, and the reaction is being ticklish when you get tickled. But you can't tickle yourself because your body knows you're not going to hurt yourself. I used to suffer from really bad fainting spells, which means at any given time of the day, my brain would just knock me the fuck out. But I don't know why it stopped. Also, your brain can fix you at any point in the day. Actively, it can fix whatever is wrong with you at any point in the fucking day, but it still makes you sleepy so that you go to sleep so that it can stay awake and fix what the fuck is wrong with you. And last but not least, your brain develops before your body in the womb and is there for the entire process of the development of your body in the womb. And sometimes still just lets that shit be wrong. I don't understand.
She was high as a bitch. She must have been smoking that good shit. But I can't be mad at what she was saying. The brain is an anomaly. I don't know what SH is. I was trying to figure that shit out too.
What's the SH? What is it? What are you trying to figure out?
She said. She made mention of some shit like SH. I don't know what it is. I guess it was something that she couldn't say, else the video would have got. All right, what's this nigga talking about? What are you doing? He look crazy.
Satan is using NASA to deceive everyone. Watch this. First off, type in flat earth backwards into Google and put .com at the end. See where it takes us. Oh, NASA.gov.
Oh, that's interesting.
Can you really do that?
Let's find out.
You got VPN?
I don't.
Oh my goodness. You still don't have your VPN on?
Huh?
You still don't have VPN?
No.
Oh man. Well, not. I mean, they probably owned and operated by the powers that be anyway.
See how he did it though? But I'm about to fuck up.
Now that's just the tip of the iceberg. Let's dive deeper. So we all know this is how the Bible explains the earth. But according to NASA, it looks something like this. Now I'm about to use the Bible to show you how NASA trolled everyone. So this is from the book of Genesis. This is when Satan deceived Eve to eat the apple. And the Lord God said unto the woman, What is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, The serpent beguiled me. The serpent is Satan. Now what does this word beguiled mean? And in the Hebrew translation of the Bible, beguiled translates to NASA. So NASA means to deceive. Now remember, it was the serpent who beguiled Eve. Take a look at NASA's logo. That red thing is a serpent tongue. Search up serpent on Google. A large snake, a sly or treacherous person, especially one who exploits a position of trust in order to betray it. There is no space. We need to hold NASA accountable. We're giving them $26 billion of our dollars every year for them to sit around and create CGI pictures.
Here's some shit about the brain.
Satan is using NASA to deceive everyone. Watch this. First off, type in flat earth back.
Alright, I see how you did this shit. Alright. Alright, let's see what happened. Let's go. It goes to NASA. It redirects to NASA.
That's wild.
That's fucking wild, bro.
That's cool.
Y'all saw what I did. That redirects to NASA, bro.
So they got it. They own it backwards. That's cool.
They on flat Earth backwards.
Sick. That's really neat.
Ricky B says these stories about space make me wonder why Trump wanted to start recruiting for the Space Force. This alleged that we had a Space Force for a very long time, and that maybe they're going to make it go public finally. I don't know.
I don't know how much information they put out before, but a couple years back ago, they revealed that there's a dark NASA. Did you hear about that?
Really?
And this was mainstream for a little bit, but maybe they since covered it back up. I don't know. Yahoo News and other things were covering it. They even showed what the patches and stuff like that look like. I wonder if they scrubbed the net of that or if they still left it up. Go and check and see real quick.
Let me see. What's this?
They probably scrubbed it.
Okay, we've got your ass now. Yeah, so when you see the J like that,
This was interesting. I want to know what you think about this, Jay.
Did we talk about this the year or what?
Did we talk about this?
Okay.
Yeah, we did.
We did?
Yeah. Today is 10/22, not 2022. Remember we said that
did we talk about
that
this?
it didn't. Yeah, we said that it wouldn't really matter whether or not.
Oh yeah,
because
you're right. It
years-
doesn't fucking matter.
The Ethiopian calendar
did talk
differs
about that.
because they're saying, okay, they're also saying if you look back at these buildings, they'll say, look at this building, it's missing the M off of it, which
Right.
means it's really
Right.
802.
Right.
And then the fact checkers, right? They said, well, that was because the M fell off, while not providing any specific details or evidence to back up their claims. Just stating, oh, the M fell off. That's why it looks like that. How would they know? Go show me that missing M somehow. Just making up random stuff.
That's right. I remember that now. What's this? Well, I feel like Tyrone Biggums.
A river called the hardest working river in the United States is in danger.
This is due to two causes: reductions in precipitation and increased air temperatures.
The river provides hydropower to 7 states, irrigation to more than 5 million acres of farmland, drinking water to 40 million Americans, and of course, the breathtaking whitewater rapids running through the Grand Canyon. All of it threatened by more than 2 decades in a megadrought. We can't just flip a switch like Colonel Joe Moore in Mad Max Fury Road. But we do have a superpower. Straight out of science fiction's X-Men: The Last Stand. It's called weather modification, or cloud seeding.
We can't create the cloud. There has to be an existing storm system.
We just give it a bump.
Yeah.
Garrett Kamens heads up one of the largest cloud
I've
seeding
seen this
companies.
before. So basically, what it's saying is that they keep telling us there's no such thing as chemtrails, but then they cloud seed with the strontium and barium and all that other shit, which essentially is a fucking chemtrail.
Because by definition they're saying it's leaving a chemical trail in the sky or the atmosphere or wherever they want to say, stratosphere and etc.
Right.
Allergy sufferers, listen, the pollen. What they gonna talk about the pollen?
Hey, peace. It's obvious what this is, right? So this post right here, like I tell y'all, everything has an origin. Everything originates from somewhere. So if you suffer from allergies like me, here how all these trees have just like produced all this pollen. Check this out.
I always wondered why pollen allergies were such a big deal in America. Growing up in India, we didn't hear much about this, so I dug into it. You see, in early 20th century, American elm trees dominated the North American landscape until a fungal species from the Netherlands hitched a ride across the ocean on backs of elm beetles. In what came to be known as the Dutch elm disease, quickly spread across the states and nearly wiped out these gentle giants. This put America in a frenzy. Scientists grew obsessed with genetically modifying these naturally occurring hermaphrodites to be dioecious, meaning to be either strictly male or female, to prevent unwanted pollination. Now you may ask, how is this related to my allergies? Well, when trees are functioning to their natural abilities, the pollen released by the male stamen are caught by the female stigma. So then blame the 1949 Yearbook of Agriculture by USDA, which stated, when used for street plantings, only male trees should be selected to avoid the nuisance from cottony seeds. This signaled urban planners across the United States to start planting male trees exclusively. This desire for disease resistance, aesthetic appeal, and litter-free characteristics of male-only trees worked great initially. But as these trees got mature, they started shedding pollen. Lots of it. Only this time, there were no female stigma to catch it. Botanical sexism, as it was then coined by horticulturist and pollen expert Thomas Ogren, created something that nature had never seen before, an urban pollen explosion that started the epidemic of allergy and asthma. It affects millions of individuals with respiratory.
So yeah, for reference, go back to your, if you listen to them, just pay attention, for reference,
he said eat some honey, pollen defeated.
1949 agricultural. If you go back, just go into the archives, check that out. Remember, there are 3 different types of pollen out here. You have maple pollen, weed pollen, and you have maple,
tree allergies.
and it's one more, tree pollen. And we are affected by this tree pollen. So, back then when they wanted to plant all these trees and keep female plants away, because female plants produce. Y'all see how they did us. I hope this was helpful.
I guess that was a fun fact. Edible vaccines. That's interesting. Did we watch that one?
I don't know. I don't recall it. You can run it, I guess.
Let's check it out.
The genetic editing of plants to contain edible vaccines is well underway. Work is being done with bananas, potatoes, tomatoes, lettuce, rice, wheat, soybeans, and corn. Companies like Medicago are using gene editing to turn plants into mini bioreactors.
Medicago's manufacturing facility looks like a nursery, but inside these plants, they're growing a new kind of vaccine. The technology is called a virus-like particle.
At Medicago, we use a careful step-by-step process to develop vaccines, using our plants as mini bioreactors. We start with the gene sequence or code of a virus. We then use our technology to synthesize the virus code into a real biological product. The code contains genetic instructions that our plants can read, and we insert it into bacteria called Agrobacterium tumefaciens.
Oh, he said it.
We submerge the plants in a bath with the bacteria that carries the information into the plant cells. And using a vacuum, we suck out the air between the plant cells and replace it with the liquid. The plants absorb it like a sponge. At the end of their bacterial bath,
The views of this video did not represent the views of Canon, Hotep, Hotep Nation, YouTube, or Hotep's Been Told You. Your discretion is advised.
return our plants to a carefully controlled greenhouse to let them get on with their natural growing business for at least 4 days. Now the plants will start producing the most important ingredient of our vaccines, virus-like particles.
Gene editing is now officially in our meat industry. Lobbyists for the cattlemen and pork associations in several states have confirmed that they will be using the mRNA COVID vaccines on their livestock. Attorney Tom Renz has been warning that there is no law requiring anyone to give informed consent for vaccine food. There are no laws requiring anyone to tell you the food you are buying has been vaxxed with the spike protein clot shot. The UK recently passed into law the Genetic Technology Precision Breeding Bill. The bill amends the Environmental Protection Act of 1990.
That video is too spicy. Oh, shit. Oh, my goodness gracious. Oh, goodness gracious.
At least we ain't click on nothing that has some imagery or something like that.
We might be all right. It's at the very end of it. So this is the last one we going to look at right here. The Atlantic City, Jesus. The city of Atlantis exists. Let's see what they're talking about.
Oh, shoot. The Atlanteans. The Lumerians.
Do you believe the lost city of Atlantis exists? Keep watching as I take you to the creepiest and weirdest place you have ever seen.
Oh, shit. I think I heard of this place. I think it's supposed to be like some underwater like
art project.
Yeah. I think it was like an underwater art project. Because unless those people were petrified, you know, immediately, you know what I mean? I don't know. I think that was I think that was actually like a park or like a movie, like an old movie set. I forgot what they said it was. The explanation for it. But it definitely looked like an art project. Felix. What'd you say?
I said Todd Meek talking about Brother Lynch Hung. Did you ever listen to Brother Lynch Hung? You listened to some horrorcore sounding rap music. I thought you said get you hyped up for your football games, didn't you?
Oh, that was Project Pat. No.
Like Tommy Wright? Tommy Wright in the night.
No, I never listened to Tommy Wright.
Tommy Wright? Shout out to Tommy Wright and what's the other ones? Play a Fly? You like Play a Fly?
Never heard him either. Never heard of him.
Skullduggery?
Heard of Skullduggery.
Cain and Abel?
Heard of Cain and Abel. Cain and Abel was on No Limit, wasn't
he? Yeah. We got signed to Master.
I remember
Master P.
Anyway, guys, it's getting late. That's all I got. We had a little fun with going down a little rabbit hole with Caddy Indigo. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. If you're new, hit that like, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification icon to let you know when I got new content coming out. Please share the stream. Let people know we're live. If you're catching that replay, leave a comment. Let us know how we doing. Leave a goddamn comment. Stop lurking. I'll be on fucking Rumble. Rumble would be like, it'd be 800 views and it'd be 2 comments and 13 likes. Hit the fucking like button. Stop lurking. God damn it. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. Oh man, you got anything, Jay?
Just thinking about Murder Dog Magazine. Did you ever see Murder Dog Magazine?
I remember that.
I had every single issue. every last issue, doggone it all.
Back in Baltimore, we had Dawn Diva. Anyway. All right, guys.
Good stuff. Good, wholesome family entertainment.
All right, so no Hotep told you tomorrow, no after party tomorrow. Maybe I stream, maybe I don't. I'm not sure yet. Maybe it's a work grift, maybe it's not. I don't know. We'll see what the news brings us.
We'll see what happens. Emmanuel asking if Brother Lynch Hung ate his girlfriend. That was Big Lurch. Big Lurch got on the wet, right? The illy is what they called it around here.
Oh, the boat.
And he ran around. You remember that story?
No, I remember. No, in DC they call it that boat. Man, you know what I'm talking about. That's when motherfuckers was smoking embalming fluid.
Right. Big Lurch got on the embalming fluid and he ate his girlfriend.
Damn, that's crazy. Oh, that's right. Weren't we supposed to look at some trailers today?
Oh, that's what we were supposed to do during Hotep's Been Told. We were supposed to go over there to Rumble and take a look at those trailers for Indiana Jones and what was the other terrible movie coming out?
Hunger Games.
That's not a terrible movie. That's just a dystopian movie.
I'll be taking it over to Rumble for the next 10 minutes to look at these trailers. So head on over to Rumble. The link's in the description.
Did you get to Jonah's super chats?
Hold on. What did Jonah say?
Oh, yeah, super chats for days. I don't know if we got to them all.
Oh, no, I think I did, though.
The Babel, Quebec.
Oh, he says, the Babel in Quebec. Yeah, I read that.
Okay.
Yeah, I read
King
that.
Nimrod was Akkadian.
Oh, word? I didn't read that one. There's a Mount Babel in Quebec, and the First Nations tribe not too far away, the Acadians. Nimrod. King Nimrod was a Akkadian?
Yeah, good old King Nimrod's name was Bilgames in Akkadian, and I believe in Akkadian, and then in Sumerian his name was Gilgamesh. That's where we get the story of Gilgamesh from.
Okay, I do remember.
We got to go over the book of Inu Ilish. We need to go over the book of Inu Ilish. We need to go over the book of the bird of Inu Ilish and Gilgamesh. We need to go over those because those get into that little stuff that maybe is ancient alien stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's kind of wild, deep stuff that we could go over, and it correlates to everything that's in the book of Enoch and in the book of Genesis, and it's pretty cool information in there.
That's interesting. We definitely need to do that.
Deep dive one time.
All right, guys. I put the link for Rumble. I put the link for. See you later, Lisa D. Appreciate you. Thanks for subscribing. Joining. we headed over to Rumble to check out these trailers for the next few minutes. So hit that link in the description. It's also in the chat. Let me make sure it's really in the description. Oh, hold on. Let's send you somewhere else. All right, yeah, here we go. All right, I put it in the description and it's in the chat, guys. Head on over there to Rumble. We're going to check it out. Anyway, that's it for YouTube. For J. Pylon, it's Cannon Hotep saying, be safe, stay strapped, and don't miss. We holla at you.
So relax and take notes. Niggas need to wake up. Niggas need to relax and take notes. Niggas need to wake up. Niggas need